Hi everybody, it's Jasmine from DFW Apartment Locators, and today I'm sitting down with the one, the only, the apartment extraordinaire, our co-founder and director, Miss Storrie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. I'm very happy to be here to be talking about this.
Yes, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
Always.
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
You look fabulous too, Tanker.
Yes, Tankers. This is our office manager, everybody, just so you know. So I just want to jump right in and kind of give the people an insight of what got you into apartment locating and like what drives that passion.
Yeah, so I got into property management working on the apartment side when I was 21. I did that for 9 years and I loved it. I learned so much about the business. I actually did not know what an apartment locator was until I started working in property management. And when the very first one came in, I was so confused and I was like, And I was super young and I was like, I don't know. And if you had seen me, you would have laughed because I probably looked very ignorant. And then as time went by, obviously I knew what locators were, and then I was paying out their invoices and I was seeing that, they make their own schedule and they don't have a 9 to 5 and there's no cap on commissions and of what they can make versus when you're working a 9 to 5. And I just got kind of tired of working for the daily grind of the 9 to 5 for somebody else, and kind of just took my power and said, you know what, I'm going to become a realtor. I'm going to become an apartment locator. I know this industry inside and out. I might as well use what I have, and I did, and I've never looked back.
Yes, sis. I love that. That is a boss babe. For those who might be scratching their heads, though, can you give them a little rundown of what an apartment locator actually is?
Yeah, so essentially an apartment locator, we do have to be a realtor, so you have to have your real estate license in the state of Texas to be an apartment locator, where a realtor is going to help you find a rental home or to purchase a home or to sell a home. An apartment locator is going to do the exact same thing for you on the apartment side. So what you would do is you'd get connected with me. I'm going to ask you a ton of questions about your move-in, of when is your move-in date? What's your budget? What area are you looking for? Do you have pets that I need to try to accommodate for you? Do you need a washer and dryer? What's something you absolutely really want to have in your home? What's something that you really want to make sure you don't ever have again? Maybe you had a bad experience somewhere. Maybe there's a certain management company that you absolutely hate. I'll ask all of those questions during our initial phone call, and then I will carefully curate a list for all of my clients, send it over to them. They take a look, let me know which ones they like, which ones they don't like. I get some tours scheduled. I have clients who are out of state all the time. I'll go tour for them, do video tours, FaceTime tours, really essentially anything that's going to help my client make sure that they secure a home and they're not going to lose out on any opportunities. We'll make that happen. And then on the application itself, it's going to say, how did you hear about our community? And that's actually how we're a free service to our clients. So as long as our client puts apartment locator on the application, then the community pays us and we remain free to our clients. So it's really great.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to ask, most people are always saying, how do you remain a free service? And it's great, we're complimentary and we can save you more time and more money.
Yeah, by saving time and money, but we also can offer our clients a 2-hour free move. So there really is an all-around win for our clientele because we are free. The apartments do pay us, and the apartments win as well. Even though, yes, they are paying us, we're bringing them not just, a business for 1 month. That's a whole year at least of an apartment that we were able to accommodate. So the apartments are happy to work with us.
Yeah, that's perfect. So let's talk about some of the crucial stuff. A lot of people ask, I don't even know how these specials work. You mean I'm going to get like a whole month free? Can you kind of tell them, 1, how we secure those deals for them, and 2, how we can help them apply those deals?
So not every single apartment community is going to offer a special, and that is subject to the apartment community. We can't necessarily negotiate a special that isn't there for a client, but we can say, my client's looking for at least 4 weeks free, at least 6 weeks free. I can tailor my search to only look at the properties that are going to have those movie specials first, because I want to make sure my client's happy and gets the special that they're looking for. We have properties who will offer 4 weeks free, 6 weeks free, 8 weeks free, 10 weeks free, sometimes up to 12 weeks free. That one's really rare, rarely happens, but it does. And when it does, I can promise you I will send that out to every single client I have, even if it's not even an area that they're looking for. I'll just be like, look, I have to tell you, this is an amazing deal, 12 weeks free, please let me show you. And that's one of the perks of, of using an apartment locator, is that we do see this phenomenal, crazy deal. We can immediately send it to our clients because, our clientele isn't going to know that. They're not going to know, oh, this property is renting 8 weeks free, waived app and admin, waived deposit, and waived amenity fees or crediting back or whatever that it is. So it's really nice to be able to help our clientele in that way and say, hey, not only am I helping you find a great apartment, saving you time and money, but I'm also saving you more money and less stress by saying I'm also going to help you provide 4 weeks free, 6 weeks free, 8 weeks free, which, you know, everyone wants to make sure we save a little coin in our pocket.
Absolutely. So when we talk about the 4 weeks and all of these different weeks free, is it up front or is that like standard? What is the standard for these specials?
So every community manager or every management company is a little bit different. Some will say you get it up front. Some will say that you get it off your first month's rent. So let's just say you move in December 20th. Well, you'll get January for free. So you'll pay December 20th through the 31st. January will be free. Sometimes they'll say it's off of your second month's rent. Sometimes they say we give you 2 weeks off your first month and 2 weeks off your second month. It really, really depends. Industry standard is usually first full month or first full second month. But there's no way to really answer that question definitively because it's all a little bit different. But it's all in that same wheelhouse.
Perfect. That's great insights. A little bit more about, you know, the nitty gritty, the approval process. Some people, this is their first apartment and they don't quite know what they need to secure one. Can you tell them?
Absolutely. So the approval process since COVID has changed a bit, and so I don't really go based off anymore off what it used to be because it's historically not like that anymore. But for the most part, it will be, you know, you have to have a valid driver's license. You have to make 3 times the income and be able to show proof of that. Typically, that's going to be a letter from your CPA, your bank statements, tax returns, your paycheck stubs. And you'll also need to provide your credit and background. They'll do a check on both of those. If you can't meet the requirements of this, a lot of times people will have to have a guarantor. Just know that if you do have to have a guarantor, someone to co-sign for you, typically it's 5 times the rent for the income. So if your rent is $1,000, which please know that that's not the time we live in anymore. Most apartments are not $1,000 anymore. Then that your guarantor has to make $5,000 monthly to be able to cover your apartment.
Perfect.
And then as well as they're going to be looking at your rental history. They're going to be looking at your criminal and background very vigorously. And after COVID, there's these third-party companies that now exist that didn't really exist before because there was so much fraud in the DFW area, really everywhere nationally, but DFW was hit really hard with a lot of fraud. Right after COVID, of people coming in just trying to get into apartments and, you know, not paying and then skipping. And but it wouldn't matter because they couldn't catch them anyways because their applications were fraudulent, so it really wasn't them. And now there's these very, very rigorous application approvals that most people have to go through to make sure that they are who they say they are.
Yeah, that's good to know. So moving on to a lighter subject, something that we all love, and I know something that Mr. Tank here holds a big priority, is pet-friendly options. What is, you know, how can an apartment locator really help those people with the fur family?
Yeah, so this is my favorite subject. So this is Tank. He's our office manager. This is my baby, and he is here for all of your HR needs. If you ever want to complain about us, you can complain to him. He's a great listener.
He is.
Your problems will not get taken care of, but he will listen.
Thanks.
So for my clientele that are going to have pets, because I know a lot of people are just like me, they are looking for a new home based off of their pets. I actually read something the other day that said that millennials are no longer purchasing or leasing homes for themselves or for their children. They're purchasing and leasing homes for their pets. And I genuinely cannot relate to this more. But you can't just go onto Google and say, you know, apartments in Dallas with yards. There may be a few that come up, but they're not going to be the best ones. There's only a couple of them. It's really hard. You have so many ads and so many sponsored, and you don't really, it's hard to weave through, and you're wasting your time. So when you use an apartment locator, I already have the knowledge and the experience of saying, okay, you want to live in Uptown? Well, I know this, and this property all have private yards. They may not have any availability at the time, but I know they offer them. So then I can go and check for them and send that to my client to make sure that, you know, they're getting exactly what they're looking for their fur baby. And then for those of us who, you know, really want to live in a high rise, there's also high rises right now that are, it's so insane to me, but they have private yards. Like there's one on the 8th floor in the farmers market area, and it's really cool. They have these beautiful sky yards, and they're apartments, but you have an actual yard for your pups, or for yourself, and it's really amazing. So there's a lot of ways that we can really accommodate our furry family members.
I love that. Tank, I know you're happy to hear that. He's the real MVP. But beyond pet-friendly amenities, what are some other trends that you see that the apartments are doing with their amenities now?
So since COVID, I have seen a huge increase of the amenities that apartments are offering their residents, because you can't just entice a resident anymore to stay because the apartment is super, super awesome. Is there cases like that? Yeah, absolutely. Some people never use the amenities, but a lot of people want convenience. Convenience is key now, especially when so many people work from home because of COVID. One of the things that the apartments really caught on to very quickly, and which was very smart of them, was to build out amenities where, you know, your clientele and your residents don't necessarily have to really leave the building if they don't want to. So they have a full service home, like community inside of your community.
Right.
My favorite thing about most of the communities now is they are offering, you know, WeWork spaces. Business centers, which they've typically always had business centers, but now they have so many of them and they're a lot nicer, and you have the private business centers, and you have areas where you're able to rent it out for business meetings or just for yourself, or there's just so many amenities now that the properties are rolling out with, because you have to go roll with the times. You know, no one wants to just live in an apartment where, oh, there's a gym and there's a pool. Well, there's a high-rise in downtown, or I'm sorry, in Victory Park, that has a pool, a pizza oven, a game room, a fitness center, a poker room. They have a
Nice.
high-rise on the top floor. It's this beautiful viewing area, and they just have so many different amenities for their residents to choose from that you really don't actually have to leave the building if you didn't want to, and that's
Right.
super convenient, because you have people like me who I don't want to get in my car and drive for anything,
Right.
at all. I don't ever want to do that. So
Amen.
for me, and I know a lot of people are like that, that's so convenient for them.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's the fact it is so much easier. You said it earlier about how these are just things that you can't just search on Google, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and we do have the ability to have that knowledge and to help you fine tune that search and find the specific things that you need.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of people too. Gym spaces. Apartments have always had gyms, but the gyms that they're building
Oh
now
God.
are next level.
Yes.
There's a gym that's in Midtown, and it's at one of my very favorite communities, and is legitimately the size of a Lifetime Fitness. And I just think that's so cool, because you have these people who live, eat, and breathe the gym.
Yeah.
And this really, not only is it good for your
So
convenience, but also you're going to save money, because you're not having to purchase, you know, a gym membership anymore, because you already have this amazing gym. There's so many gyms right now that are 2 stories and several rooms, and you have a yoga room, and you have your cardio room, and you have your HIIT, and all these different things, and spin classes just at your apartment community that's automatically offered for you. There's so many apartments that offer free yoga classes, free fitness training, free they have the mirror, and you can follow along with those. There's just so
Right.
many that are like that right now, which is really awesome.
Yes, yes. So if you or anyone you know is in the market for an apartment, make sure that they reach out to us today. Storrie, how can they get in contact with us?
So there are several different ways. You can text us at 469-545-5216, or also call that number. You can visit us on Instagram at DFW Apartment Locators, and there is a link in our bio that sends us directly to our website, which is www.dfwapartmentlocators.com. We are on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we have all of our different agencies you can reach out to as well. There's a lot of different ways that you can reach out to us, and we're really excited to be able to work with you.
Yes, so don't hesitate. Save yourself some time and some money, and even get a 1 hour or 2 hour free move.
A 2-hour free move. We're going to offer our clients 2-hour free moves. So not only are we saving you time, money, we're a free service to you, but we're also going to offer you a 2-hour free move. So as a thank you for using our services, and we also offer a $50 referral for anyone that you refer to us that leases. No cap on that. So if we do a really great job, then please refer us out to people, and you get paid.
Hey, it doesn't get better than that. Catch us next time, and make sure you like, subscribe, and comment if you have any apartment questions that you'd like for us to answer.
Hit that like button.
Yeah.